I was working on a cotton farm. They had around, 3,000 acres that we were farming, my brother and I. And so one early morning, it was around February, I was letting the John Deere tractor, started it, letting it warm up. And I heard Don Williams, a song by Don Williams, come on. Lord, I hope this day is good. I'm feeling empty and misunderstood. I should be thankful, Lord. I know I should. But Lord, I hope this day is good. So this was 2 years after I had read a chapter a day, but it was still like something is missing. There's still more. And when I heard that song, I made that song my prayer. This is 2001. I made that song my prayer. Lord, I hope this day is good. I'm feeling like something's missing. And I turned the radio off. But the Lord answered that prayer within 4 hours. So within 4 hours, we went to the cafe in Lenore, Texas, where my brother and I would always go eat because we're bachelors, we're starving. So my brother and I were living on a cotton farm in a farmhouse in the middle of 640 acres.
Middle of nowhere.
But we had just moved from off the ranch where we grew up from in Tarzan, Texas. And so on this ranch, the boss, the rancher, his son was about our age. And, we would always get into trouble, Thankfully, never got caught, but... So I don't think it's called trouble then if you don't get caught, right?
I don't know.
But anyway, we did grow up Mennonite. That is our background. And so I didn't know that much, but I did thankfully know some things, about God. But honestly, I always would look at him like he's a heathen from hell, like him and God don't go together,
Kind of look down on him, maybe.
Yeah, but then when my brother and I moved, we moved off of the ranch, and then I hadn't seen him for like about 4 years or so. So this day, when I was asking the Lord, I hope this day is good, we walked into the cafe, and there he was, and he began to talk about what the Lord was doing in his life. And the thing about it was, I could feel God all over him, and I felt so small sitting next to him. And he had gone to a cowboy church outside of Midland, Texas, and he got born again and healed. I saw this kid. I grew up with this kid, like we grew up as little boys and then teenagers and then...
You taught him some German, didn't you?
Yeah, we taught him some German. And I remember we'd be working cows and then in the middle of nowhere, and he would just fall over. This guy had physical things going on in his life that weren't good. And sometimes we're like, man, is this kid going to die here, But he was saved and healed. And here he is, telling me what God is doing in his life. I was like, that's what I want. I just need more of God. And when I got home, I started reading the word. I was so hungry. And that's when everything changed.